Well, just over 5 years ago, my next guest's career in harness racing was in tatters. In fact, his life had been turned upside down as he battled a debilitating disease. Thankfully, he bounced back strongly, and he's joined me here today, Chris Svanosiono. Well, Chris, this time last year, the borders were up. We had no one here for this big meeting, the Kukaracha. We cancelled the New South Wales Oaks for the Trotters. There was no one here. 1 year later, and the Victorians are here in force, and it's good to see.
Yeah, it's great to have a couple of horses up here. Like, I love coming up to Menangle when you got something good enough to be up here. So it's fantastic. Things are looking a lot better.
Well, Chris, as I said in the intro, you're looking a lot better. 5 years ago, it was a very scary scene for you. Severe headaches, debilitating pain in your shoulders and necks. What was the problem, Chris?
I had a spinal fluid leak, which has just come on all of a sudden, and I was in St Vincent's Hospital in Melbourne, and they weren't really telling me too much, but I was there for about 6 weeks, stuck in bed, and yeah, it took a while, but the doctors there were good enough to work out what was wrong with me and do a few operations and fix the problem, and yeah, I've been good as gold ever since.
I believe one doctor in particular you considered to be your saviour.
Oh yeah, one doctor, Mr. Hahn, I think he was Korean, and yeah, he was just brilliant. He said to me at the start, "You stick with me and I'll work out how to fix you," and he was just an amazing man that you run into in your life and never forget the difference he made to me.
Must have been very scary, which would be an understatement to say, Chris, when it struck you down.
Yeah, it's not fun. I was very unwell, and to be back, you really appreciate the things when you are well again. It's a lot better than laying in hospital, that's for sure.
And you can at least boast that you've got something in common with George Clooney. Apart from good looks, you can also boast of the fact that he also went through this exact same thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty rare thing, and he had an accident filming a movie in Africa and had to get flown back on his private jet to California, and he was the same thing. He was months trying to work out what was wrong with him, and they were able to fix him as well. So I think we're both going okay.
Chris, after 6 weeks in hospital, 6 weeks resting at home and then further recuperation, you bounced back into the sulky. It would have been a wonderful experience just for that. But the fact that soon after getting back into the sulky, you drove a winner for your dad, Alton DB.
Yeah, it was terrific. You didn't know when it was going to happen, when I was going to get back in the sulky. So to get back on, she'd been a great little mare that we had, and it was great to get back on. And then later she'd come up here and ran second in a La Kukaracha. So yeah, it was good to be back winning on her.
Chris, the support you received from the industry and all your friends and family was just overwhelming.
Yeah, it was. It was amazing, the people that send you messages and do little things for you, and you sort of really realise how many people look out for you, and it was terrific at the time, yeah.
Chris, you're enjoying a wonderful run now of success, and one of those people you put a lot of your success to is Matthew Craven.
Yeah, we had a great time. I worked for Matty for about 2.5 years, and we had a good team of horses and got a fair few winners, and yeah, it was fantastic together. Yeah, it's terrific.
And Chris, I don't think you've stopped smiling since this time last week when you won the SA Oaks with Aliens Exist. Congratulations.
Yeah, she was terrific last week, sitting in the breeze and ran Globe Derby. She's a lovely little filly, and it was good to win a nice race with her.
What other career highlights you cherish, Chris?
Well, my biggest win was the Great Southern Star on Sparkling Success for John Mead. He was a fantastic trotter to get on, and we won a few nice races together, and yeah, to win that big race that night, something I'll never forget.
As far as your horse numbers, Chris, how many are we talking about?
Sort of got about 30 in work all the time in Romsey back in Victoria, so probably about 18 trotters there at the moment, about 12 paces, so I've got a few sort of racing consistently at metro level and getting a few winners, so it's all going good.
Yeah, you do have a love for the trotters. How did that come about?
I always really liked them, and I spent 12 months with Chris Lang, and that really solidified a few ideas about training them that I learned off Chris, and since then I've always had a couple of trotters around me, and at the moment, yeah, we've got a pretty solid team of nice trotters, so they're good when they're trotting good.
Anyway, Hugo and Magic Cool will be two of those stars?
Yeah, we had Magical a couple of years ago, won $100,000, and Anywhere Hugo won a brick bred final as a 3-year-old, and he's gone pretty good there at Melton again tonight, got home good, so it's good to have him back in the winners list last week.
Taylor French certainly does a very good job for you.
Yeah, she's driving a few of the trotters at Melton tonight, and she's doing a terrific job for a young concession driver to be really driving well consistently all the time on nice horses, so I'm happy to put her on whenever I can.
Chris, how did the association with Ricky Alton come about? Because Ricky, when he goes south, he's always putting you on his horses. He has that much confidence in your ability.
Yeah, I've just been friends for a while. He was in Victoria a fair while ago when he was a junior driver, and I first met him and Jared Alton, his brother, and then I spent a bit of time up here and always got on good with Ricky and Jared. And yeah, it's been fantastic when he sent a few horses down, Tough Monarch and What's Up Majestic have won Group 1 races down there. So yeah, we're happy to have Ricky and the horses come and stay whenever they want.
Chris, you must be pleased by the fact that the Inter Dominion to be run at this particular venue in December. There's certainly going to be a lot of trotting interest.
Yeah, for sure. It's always been the holy grail of trotting in this part of the world. So it's something you aim for with your horses, and hopefully we've got a couple that might be good enough to come up later in the year.
Well, Chris, certainly hope that's the case. We see you back up the highway in December, but also in between then and now, and good to see you up fighting fit, and may your good health continue, and so do the success.
Yep, thanks for having me up here.